Yeah. But let's see. Trying to get this lighting right. Hi guys, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining another live stream. Don't forget to like this video, comment, share, subscribe, turn on your post notification bell so that you can be notified once I start a YouTube live or once I post a video. Remember I post a video on Friday, so guys, please go out and check that video. In today's live stream, I want to talk to you guys about Emiratisation and what it means for teachers looking for jobs coming August 2023 and looking for vacancy in the UAE. It's going to be a very difficult one, but I want to encourage you guys nonetheless to continue to try, continue to look. And don't give up. Let me just check out the video quality here. Give me a minute. I am seeing, but why is it not showing me? I'm trying to see. Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me? I'm trying to see if this thing is working. Let me turn this off. Okay, good. It's working perfectly fine. I'm able to see myself. And I just want to make sure that you guys can see me, but I'm trying to not have too much lighting in my face. Can you guys see? Okay. I think this is perfectly fine. I'm not sure. Should I turn this light off or should I use this one? Let's see. No, this one is not working. I think this will do better. All right. So, as I said before, I want to talk to you guys about the breaking news or what I saw on the UAE news today. It was shared in a WhatsApp group that I was in or that I am in. So I just want to share it with you guys. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Comment in the comment section. Turn your post notification bell on so that you can be notified once I post a video. Okay, so let me just quickly find the article. It says UAE private schools recruit dozens of Emirati staff, but challenges exist, say teachers. Hi, thank you so much for joining. Good. Now it says private school must ensure 4% of their staff are Emirati by the end of the year, rising to 10% by 2026. So, my expat teachers, what are you doing? Are you guys planning your exit route? What are you guys doing? Because I told you guys about the Kuwaitization a couple weeks ago. And I told you guys that this is something that is moving full force in the Middle East. And it's like it's a ripple effect. What happens in one happens in the other. So from you saw that in Oman, then you saw it in Kuwait, then you must expect that the other Middle East countries are coming forth with the same thing as well. And so I just want to ask you guys, what are your plans? What are your exit plans? What are you guys working towards? Because come 2026, it says at least 10% of staffs in school must be Emirati. So again, the Emiratisation is coming in full force, and so it's something that they're pushing for their local people to have jobs. And I think it's also to cut back on the benefits and the strain on their economy that they're currently facing, right? But this means that the recruitment drive for expert teachers may go down come this August, as many schools in the UAE try to make sure that they meet this mandate. Hi, Arai Shine Within. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like the live stream. The recruitment drive in the UAE may go down, and it may be even more difficult for new teachers to get jobs in the Middle East, especially in the UAE and in Kuwait, because schools now have to make sure that they meet this mandate that says 4% of their staff must be Emirati. Now, if this doesn't happen, of course, the schools are going to be fined. And the schools don't want to have to pay out these big lump sum to the government. So, of course, they are going to do everything in their power to make sure that this doesn't happen. And this may mean that some person's contract that may go that may end in August may not be renewed. Why? Because they have to make space to make sure that they have enough space to employ the Emirati so that they do not be fined. Let me read another part of the article for you. It says, private schools have intensified recruitment efforts to meet the UAE Emiratization targets, but securing Emirati teachers remain a challenge for some smaller institutions. From January 1st, 2023, private companies with more than 50 employees must ensure that 2% of staff members are Emirati. This figure will rise to 4% by the end of this year, 6% in 2024, and 8% in 2025, and 10% in 2026. This policy was introduced by the government as a major push to ensure that a percentage of the private sector workforce is Emirati. Already in the local or public sector, already they're employing Emiratis, so they don't have a problem there. The problem is in the private sector, and for teachers employed in private sector schools, this is where the problem is, because they're going to have to make way to employ these Emiratis. Good. Now, it says, let's try to figure out. Figures released on Wednesday showed that 28,700 Emiratis have taken jobs at private companies since the launch of this NAFIS employment program about a year ago. So this is what they want to boost. They want to make sure that their local population is employed. And so I'm saying to you guys, and I'm speaking to myself as well, I think it's time for us to start planning an exit route or something, just to make sure that if they come with a greater force, that you are prepared and that you would have met your goals and your targets of whatever you want to achieve, and that you have already started making plans for an exit. So whatever it is that you need to do, whatever loose ends that you need to tighten up, whatever money you need to save, whatever you need to do to make sure that you are able to leave and not leave worse than you came, please make sure you start making those plans now. It is already difficult for teachers here in the UAE to find jobs. So, can you just imagine how difficult it is for those outside of the UAE and those outside of the Middle East to find job placements here in the Middle East? I know for some people they're looking for months. I know somebody looking for years and they have yet to find anything. And with COVID and now the Emiratisation coming into full effect, I think things are only going to get worse. Somebody sent me a message recently on IG to say I sent out 20 CVs yesterday, still no answer. I'm like, you just have to keep sending. You just have to keep sending. You don't know when it's going to be your time. You don't know if you are going to get something. You can't give up, but just know that the process is going to be a little bit more difficult and it's going to be a lot harder for you to find something, and it's going to take a longer time for you to find something. Now it says Shiny Davison, principal at the Indian Academic in Dubai, said the school had hired two Emirati staffs members, one of whom would be working at the reception and the other remotely in data. Ms. Davidson said that before January, the school, which had 135 employees, had no Emirati staff, although officials did try to hire Emiratis to teach Arabic. We tried to look for Emiratis, but we rarely get any applications. And it moves to say, as a person who has lived in the country for 26 years, I am totally supportive of this program. It is a positive move and I think it's essential. As the government introduced this, there should be a little more clarity and availability of resources, but where of resources about where we can go for help to get people on board. If the government can provide us with the resource bank of people who are willing to work for different categories, it would be easy. So already ed teachers and ed masters are saying that it is difficult for them to find these people because even though the government is pushing for the local to be working in the private sector, not many people are willing to work. And it's the same problem in the US. That's why they're now recruiting teachers, because other persons don't want to do the job. And so it is somebody outside of your country who has to come and do the job. So this person is saying if the government can provide us with a resource bank of people, then fine, we're more than willing to employ these Emiratis, but provide us with the resource bank of people and we will just go there and pull from there. Because it is said that they did try to employ Emiratis to teach Arabic, but that again proved to be difficult. Another school, which says at International Indian School Abu Dhabi, says their school had 55 staff members and had hired two Emiratis, one of whom would work as an Arabic speaking secretary to engage with parents. Says finding the principal for that school says finding and hiring Emiratis has not proven a financial burden. As a school, it is not a burden so far as it is at 2% right now. If it goes beyond 10%, it will be a challenge, because one of the things is that the money that some of these schools are paying teachers, let's be honest, no local is going to work for that money. Can you imagine giving a local a full timetable with 30 teaching sessions, and they have to work for 5,000 dirhams, or they have to work for 10,000 dirhams, or they have to work for 16,000 dirhams? No local is going to want to work for that. So if is it that the government is enforcing these schools to have locals on staff, then it must means that I don't know if they're going to provide some amount of financial benefits to these schools that meet the expectations so that they are able to pay these staff members, because that's one of the things that is going to happen. Burden are going to be thrown on these schools to fill these salary gaps that is going to take place. So what is going to happen? And some private sectors are complaining that finding Emirati teachers is hard as they prefer the government schools because of pay level. And it's okay. This is something that is going to happen, and I don't think that this is something that they can prevent unless the government is going to step up and say, hey, we're going to help you guys to pay these teachers or something. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can turn down this light. I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can turn. Okay. Good. Now, it is saying that because of the big gap and the differences in the salary, right, they are not sure that they're going to be able to meet this expectation. Some schools are already saying it is hard, and some schools are saying the Emirati teachers, they prefer the government school because they get better salary and better timetable. I'm not sure, don't quote me. I was told that in some cases in government schools is as if they get less teaching sessions and they end up getting more salaries. So, for example, they may get 15 sessions and an expert get 30, or they may get 10 and an expert get 25, or something of that sort. So, this is something that if they go to the private school and to take up a full timetable and less pay, ridiculous. I don't think they're going to want to take up that kind of job offer. So, yeah. Secondly, for teaching, there are prescribed qualifications. Otherwise, the person would have to work as an assistant teacher. He said that due to a shortage of Emirati teachers, many schools prefer to hire Emiratis for administrative work. So, what schools are doing is that instead of hiring these Emiratis as teachers, because you have to have the qualifications and there are certain things that is required, and it has to go through a process. It has to go through ADEC approval. It has to go to KHD in Dubai and the various education sectors or ruling parties that is in each emirate. It has to go through those, and there's a set criteria. If you don't have these, then you cannot be employed as a teacher. And I'm seeing, so that is why some schools are moving to employ these Emiratis in administrative duties instead of having them teach different subject areas, because that they say is proving to be very, very difficult at the moment. And see, Mr. Al Awad, who is from the Ministry of Human Resource and Emiratisation, is saying that since people are complaining that there aren't enough Emirati teachers, then they can hire Emiratis in other jobs in their institution. And we have meeting with many institutions and we have heard many excuses. However, some bought Emiratis and trained them to teach some topics like Arabic, Islamic, and social studies, right? Talim, one of the UAE's largest private education providers, now employs 204 Emiratis out of a workforce of more than 3,000. Why? Because they have taken on the mandate to say they're not going to pay these lump sum fines to the government. They're going to take these persons, they're going to train them, and they're going to employ them. So this means, again, if other schools are willing to do this, it means that it is going to be twice as hard for other teachers outside of the UAE and within the UAE to be moving around from one school to the other and to also find employment if you're not already here. And you have other schools. It says GEMS Education launch an Emiratisation open day for UAE citizens in October and were able to increase the number of Emiratis in the staff by 70% between October and January. The GEMS Education Initiative began with a special Emiratisation Open Day held on October 8 at GEMS Dubai American Academy. So you see, the government is not buying that they're not enough Emiratis and they're not buying into these excuses. If you want something to work, you're going to make it work. And they're saying to you is, this is the mandate that we're giving you. 2% by now. Let's go back to the data here. Let's see if I can find it. Yes, it says 2% by the end of this year. Then it will rise to 4%. No, it should go to 4% by the end of this year. And 6% in, so let's write it down. So it's 4% in 2023, 6% in 2024, 8% in 2025, and they will get to 10% in 2026. They're not taking any excuses. And if you know this place, you know if they give you something to do, you better do it. Because you're going to be fined, and I'm sure it's no easy money that you're going to be fined. So again, I'm saying, what is it that expert teachers are going to be doing? Are you planning your exit route? Are you making plans for an exit? What are you doing? Are you just getting comfortable? Are you just sitting there to say, oh, nothing is going to happen and my job is secured, or I have a next year on my contract? What are you guys doing? Because I know for a fact that come September or come August 2023 this year, that some schools, in order for them to meet this this quota, that some other teachers' contract will not be renewed. So that is what is going to happen. Or if not, they're going to have to take these other employees into administrative duties in order for them to meet this mandate. So something will have to give. Where's everybody? I'm not seeing anybody. Where's everybody? Please go ahead and comment. Please. If you're still here, leave a, let's see, send a thumbs up emoji in the chat. If you're still here and listening to me, send a thumbs up emoji in the chat. Let's see if I can find the thumbs up emoji. Let's see if I can find the thumbs up. Come on, go ahead and share your thumbs up emoji if you're still here. Go ahead and share your thumbs up emoji if you're still here. I know I have some silent watchers who refuse to comment or say anything. But thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you guys so much for liking this video. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about, because at the end of this year 2023, I'm not sure if it's the end of the school year, which is um in July 2023, that they're expecting to reach the 4%, or if it's at the end, which is in December. But they are going full force that they want their 4% increase in Emiratis working in private sector. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go into teaching, but if they can't find them for administrative duties, then they're going to have to find them for teaching. If they can't find them for teaching, they will have to find them for administrative duties. Either way, something will have to happen so that these schools can employ the Emiratis there. Imagine a school that is already fully staffed and have not yet met that 2%, that initial 2%. Good? What is it that they are going to do to ensure that they get to that 2%? One, they can either create new vacancies, or somebody's contract is not going to be renewed. And that's just the sad reality. I don't know. I'm open and praying, fingers crossed, and everything, that I will not fall into that. But at the same time, we can't get too comfortable. We have to make plans. We have to know, have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan all the way to Z, so that you don't end up in an uncomfortable situation and you have to be scrambling about the place. So please make sure that you guys are planning exactly what you're doing. If it's that you need to look at jobs, start looking now. Make enough preparation so you don't fall wanting. All right. Let's see. There's something else that I saw that I also wanted to share with you guys. It says that UAE schools recruiting hundreds of teachers for New Year in August. So all my teacher friends out there, the UAE is looking hundreds of teachers for the new year in August 2023. Already the recruitment process is ongoing, and they started early already. Some vacancies have already been filled for August already, and some for even January 2024. So you have to start looking from now. Keep looking, keep going. Some schools are having face-to-face open day, where you send your CV and they will tell you if you're shortlisted and if you should come in person face-to-face for interview for on the job fair. So please make sure you're looking out for those. It says, despite being only 5 days into January, so this article was from the 6th of January, school groups in the UAE are already scouting for new teachers to join their teams in August. One education provider in the Emirates said that it has more than 100 positions open for the 2023-2024 academic year. For education leaders, recruiting teachers have become a year-round process, with school growing throughout the year. And Talim says we're looking at about 8 schools that we're currently growing. So hundreds of teachers that we need to recruit for the schools, in a process that is ongoing throughout the year with a really strong HR team. So places are still looking for teachers, so don't give up. Continue to look for jobs. Talim is still looking for teachers. Let me just post it here. Let me post it in the chat. Talim is still looking for teachers, right? You can check out their website. You can check out their page, and they have schools all in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi. And Talim will hold recruitment fairs this month in Dubai and in London. So please make sure you have your eyes open so you don't miss those. If you're in Dubai, then you can catch those. If you're in London, then feel free to also attend. And if you're in Dubai or in the UAE, you can always up over to Dubai. And it says before the winter holidays, schools typically ask teachers to confirm if they will continue to teach at the school in a new academic year, after which they advertise jobs based on the number of expected vacancies. The school group was interested in hiring locally based teachers because they already have an understanding of the framework and requirement of teaching in the UAE, as well as experience of teaching other subjects as well. So some schools are deciding that, oh, we'll just take teachers that are already in the UAE, seeing that they have the experience already. But I'm telling you, even though some schools are saying that it doesn't make it easier for us, because I'm telling you that some people are sending out 10, some people are sending out 50, some people are sending out 100 CVs a day and still not hearing anything. But as my friend would say, that if you look at rejection in a different light, then you may be able to reap the benefit to say, maybe the truth and the fact is that job wasn't yours. That job was not in line with your goals. That job was not in line with your dreams. That job was not in line with God's plan for you. And so that's why it was rejected. And maybe rejection is a point in the right direction. So you have to just take rejection as something else. I know it's very difficult when you're looking and when you're going through your situation for people to tell you to be positive. I've been there, and I know what it feels like to try to be positive when you're going through an awful situation and you think there's no light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm saying to you guys that don't give up. Keep pressing. And if you believe in yourself, then that's an head start. You can get where you're going. Good. I think that's where I'm going to end the live for today. Just want to make sure I tell you guys to keep looking, keep applying for jobs. They're still recruiting. Some people are asking, when do I start applying for jobs in the UAE? No. Now is the best time. Every day is the best time. Don't wait. Don't wait until January. Don't wait until August. Now is the best time to apply for those jobs. Don't wait until it gets too late. Start now. Today, every day you wake up is a chance to apply for your dream job in the UAE, or it's a chance to apply for a job here. If you're already here and you want to change your school, now is the time to do so. Good? Let's see. And I've noticed that some schools in Dubai is opting for a later close. So they open later, like maybe 9 a.m. And they're saying that the reason for this is that they want pupils to get more sleep. I wonder if this is something that can be done in Abu Dhabi. I'm not sure if this can be done in Abu Dhabi so I can go to school at a later time. But it just means that I would probably get home at 5, and that's another disaster. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that, but some schools in Dubai is up for that, a later start, and they end a little bit later. That way, they said that when pupils get more sleep in the morning, they tend to be more enthused and energized to go throughout the day to carry out their school activities. And so it's working for them. Let's see if there's something here. And it says those harder to recruit for positions such as high level physics have always been more challenging with fewer top candidates in those posts or availability than perhaps some of the other subject specialists. I think physics is I don't know. Physics is just a big problem because it's not only here that you're not getting the right candidates. It's the same thing in Jamaica. It's the same thing in the US. It's the same thing in other parts of the world that physics teachers are just short. And when physics teachers go to a school, they tend to stay there until they decide to leave or until they're going to retire. So I don't know how that is going to work. Um, it says Jebel Ali School in Dubai is looking for a qualified head of secondary to join their school in August 2023. Meanwhile, Dubai British School Jumeirah Park is on the lookout for a head of mathematics who can start in August. Aldar Education is seeking a head for their Ministry of Education department, which covers Arabic, Islamic studies, and social studies for their charter school in Abu Dhabi. James Wellington International School is recruiting a mathematics teacher who can start in September. And some places are saying for the first time since the pandemic, recruitment is returning to a combination of both online and face to face interviews. If you're in the UAE, I think most schools would prefer to do a face to face recruitment more than to do online, but I'm not sure. Keep sending out those CVs, keep applying to work in the UAE. You don't know what can happen. All right, so let's see here. Teachers' pay and what you need to know. Pays vary significantly depending on the schools, its rating, and the curriculum. I know a lot of teachers are asking, what's the salary to teach in the UAE? What is salary to teach in Dubai? The salaries vary significantly depending on the school, its ratings, and the curriculum. For me, so far, I think British schools are the ones that pay. I'm not sure. They pay normal. I think American schools pay more, and then the government school pay the most. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to do my own research as well. It says here's a rough guide accuracy of January 2021. Top end schools tend to pay 16,000 to 17,000 a month plus a monthly housing allowance of up to 6,000. These tend to be British curriculum schools rated outstanding. Wow. So I was not correct. British schools were rated outstanding, pay teachers between 16 to 17,000 a month plus housing allowance. All right. Uh So British schools were rated outstanding or very good, followed by American schools. Average salary across curriculums and skill level is about 10,000, recruiters say. It is becoming more common for schools to provide accommodation and where is it? To provide accommodation, sometimes an apartment block with other teachers rather than have teachers getting the cash for housing allowance. So schools now are saying, hey, we prefer to find a place and pay the rent. Sometimes schools can make bargain with the owner for the apartment block and they can get a discount and it may work out for them in better than trying to give these people the cash in hand. It says some strong performing schools have cut back on salary since the pandemic began, sometimes offering 16,000 including the housing allowance, which reflect the slump in rental cost and sheer demand for jobs. Math teachers and science teachers are most in demand, and some schools will pay up to 3,000 more than other teachers in recognition of their technical skills. Wow. Wow. Okay. News. New to me. some schools are paying maths teachers and science teachers more. I guess because you know that these areas are high in demand, and people tend to not want to leave where they are, and people tend to leave from school to school because of salary and not really necessarily because of the working environment. And sometimes it's really hard to find the best maths teachers out there and science teachers. So to grab the best, you have to try to up your salary, and that is what some schools have agreed to do, to pay them more so that they can attract the best there is. On the other end of the market, teachers in some Indian schools where fees are lower and competitions among applicants is intense can be paid as little as 3,000 dirhams per month. So this seems like Indian schools pay the least because they pay as little as 3,000 dirhams per month. In an Indian school, it has also become common for teachers to share residential accommodation, living in a block with colleagues. So, what it's saying is that, for example, I'm in a studio apartment. Um, Sometimes what can happen is that teachers may be asked to share their accommodation. They may just be like, I think, four bedrooms around, and you have one kitchen and you have one washroom and a living area. And teachers will be asked to share the accommodation. So the only privacy you have is your room per se, but you have to share kitchen, share bathroom, share living area, and you're still being paid 3,000 dirhams per month. Hi, Third Teachers Consultancy. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going through the article about the Emiratisation and what it means for teachers going forward in the UAE. She says, greetings to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for joining, Ter. All right. So I think that's about it. Is there anything else that I have not yet mentioned? UAE prepared for bumper new term as full program returns. Okay. I think that's basically it that I want to share with you guys. I am not seeing anything else here on the article that I want to share with you guys. Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed says that the new figure shows 50,000 Emiratis now worked in the UAE private sector, a rise of more than 28,000 in 1 year. Wow. So that means they're coming from 28,000. So that means that they're almost at 100% increase, because they're at 50, which is 22,000 more than what they have initially started out with. So for persons who are still looking jobs, you can check out Talim page, and you can also check out Gems Education, UAE, Gems Dubai, American Academic. These are schools that are still looking for teachers, so you can go ahead and make sure that you check them out, and that's basically it. Let's see if there's anything. Let's see. All right, I think that's basically it. Um, and that's all that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So thank you guys so much for joining this session. Thank you guys so much for having this chat with me. And until next time, it's your girl TT signing out. Peace. Bye.